Hello, 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 everyone. We are going to make one of my favorite desserts. I know I say that every dessert that I make is my favorite, but this is truly one of my favorites among the other favorites. So, panna cotta, which means cooked cream, sort of falls into that custard category, custard pudding category, but it's not quite a custard. It's not a custard at all because there's no eggs involved in here that we need to coagulate. So what I have here is some heavy cream, but you could use just about any combination of dairy products that you like. You can do buttermilk, you can do heavy cream. Here I had mostly heavy cream, but I also did about a third of this with half and half because it's what I had in the fridge. You can make it any flavor, like a really wonderful flavor for this Italian dessert is espresso or coffee. I have in here basil and I have orange zest. So that's my combination for today, and because I like those flavors. I'm going to turn this down and I'm going to add some sugar to this that needs to be dissolved. So your recipe is going to be 2 cups of heavy cream or a combination of such, and then 1/4 cup of sugar, 1 teaspoon of vanilla, and 2 teaspoons of gelatin, which is about 1 packet, but definitely measure them out because sometimes there's a little bit more than that, and about 2 teaspoons will be sufficient to set 2 cups of liquid. And then to that gelatin, we are going to sprinkle that gelatin in 3 tablespoons of cold water, an emphasis on cold water. And that is going to allow that to sit and bloom is what we call this term. I have some here already that's been sitting for 5 minutes. 5 to 10 minutes is a good range, right? I did, however, want you to see how gelatin is incorporated into cold water. You don't want to ever dump it in. It's not going to dissolve properly. So sprinkle it in over the top surface. I like to give myself plenty of room to do that, which is why I have something wide here. So in the future you can do the same. I just wanted to show you an example. So just sprinkle it, just over the top surface. Sweep it across. Alrighty, don't dump it in. You will not have much success. Alright, so, and then again, allow that to sit. So I scalded my heavy cream earlier. Try not to let that come to a boil. You don't want your milk or dairy product to separate. I'm going to turn it off because I originally, when I heated up this milk, I added my flavorings and I wanted them to be a little bit more pronounced. So maybe the fresh basil and the orange zest was a lot. I infused those flavors for maybe 10-15 minutes covered. And now I've reheated it. It's done its job effectively. So I'm going to strain my liquid. This dessert is so simple, guys, because it shouldn't take you like 5 minutes. The gelatin takes about 5 minutes to set, takes about 5 minutes to heat up 2 cups of liquid. I'm going to strain it in a china cap. Be careful, it's hot liquid. Okay. And now, and what you see there too, I added a tea bag of, I had some yummy orange flavored tea. So that's some of what you see. So if you wanted that strained out, you might need to go through a fine sieve and to remove it. So anyway, I'm going to go ahead and add my gelatin, always to a warm liquid to dissolve. Just simply stir it. While I'm stirring that mixture together, I have prepared some containers for my panna cotta to go into. Panna cotta is served outside of the container, so it's unmolded. And if you don't have a mold that, gosh, anyway, I can't think of what I'm trying to say here. So I have some plastic molds here. They're little 5-ounce molds that will probably get about 4 ounces into each one of these. You could just as well use cute little coffee cups like demi-tasse cups, or ramekins like this. In the industry, we use a lot of the flexi molds, which you would not have to treat. I did treat these with a little bit of a neutral vegetable oil, just very, very, very lightly, so that they could be released easily. So that's that. So I strained my liquid and my gelatin is dissolved, and I am going to pour, as I mentioned, I have about 2 cups, so 4 ounces into each one. Okay, alrighty, I just want to be perfect, all right? Cover these. They're going to go into the refrigerator for at least about 4 hours to make sure that they're nice and set. Covered. I just happen to have the perfect container for that, and then we will unmold them and serve them with a sauce. We are ready to unveil our panna cotta, panna cotta. This is going to be pretty simple to release. These actually sat overnight. 4 hours would have been ample time to allow them to set. Go around your, just to loosen it up a bit, and they release rather easily, and they did. I could see the suction kind of thing happening. So I'm going to, come on out. It might need a little, oh, there it goes. Alrighty, so very easy, yeah. And what you see there are some of the lovely spices that I used, and a little orange zest as well, and some orange tea. So lots of yummy herbs going on inside of there, and I am going to simply cover this. I'm not going to add any cream to it because, you know, it's a custard and it's got a lot of that in it already. I have some berries that I've macerated along with some cherries and sliced peaches. I can't wait for the summer, so I'm going to just sort of float those around my cherries that I did pit already. Uh-oh. Come on. Alrighty, and let's get some other berries in there. And peach. And some of the juices. And I also have a little puree or coulis that I created, so I'll drizzle some of that. And you could also garnish maybe with a little, few little mint leaves, or fresh basil, which would be a nice accent. Alrighty, there is panna cotta. Nice little creamy texture, just gently, mildly set with gelatin.